doesn't feel like you got a lot back in return.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Andy is on hold right now. Let's talk about
All right,
Houston
let's go.
Astros.
Talk about Sam's favorite player because they're Honduran.
She's not. More confirmation. I'm Mexican is what she said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty.
It's close.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that.
It's close.
And let's get to Andy.
Andy, what's up?
Well, I'm a 64-year-old native Texan, so no bias here. Real quick, does anybody know what Dubon hit when he was starting every day in place of Altuve? I believe it was around 280 or 285, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, now listen. He usually, he if he wasn't starting, he came in as a defensive replacement and probably didn't get many at bats. You mean if he was playing second base every day?
Well, his batting average wasn't anywhere near.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't a 285 hitter. Usually, when he got at bats, he was starting.
No, I know. When he was replacing Altuve when he was injured,
Specifically
for the first couple months
Altuve.
last year.
It's second base.
Oh,
Well,
he played
we
well
can
then.
find that.
Yeah, no, he did play well then. Yeah,
as a second baseman, I think we can find that.
Yeah. So we've never really seen this guy what he's going to bat for a whole year if he had 500 or something at bats and he was playing 145, 150 games.
Yeah.
Well, he's played the last 3 years. He's played over 130 games the last 3 years. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, he plays a lot.
But the problem is,
you think with another 30 games he would hit 280?
Hell, he doesn't even know where he's playing. Every day he walks to the clubhouse and he has to look at the sheet and say, "Oh, I'm playing second today. Oh, I'm playing left today. Oh, I'm playing right. Oh, I'm playing third."
So what are you getting at? Like, what are you trying to say, Andy? What are you?
I'm getting at this is. There's only a couple of reasons why a club starts going downward, and it's bad contracts. And one of the reasons is bad contracts. You look at Abreu; they paid him $19.5 million last year. What did they pay McCullers? $15 million. And now they're going to worry about $5 million for a guy who can play 7 positions.
Yeah,
that's ludicrous.
But those guys are kind of listen. He hit 266 as a second baseman. He had a 699. He was actually better as a third baseman and a shortstop. He was actually better at the plate.
You're advocating for him to be a full-time player. His at bats over the last 3 years are 467.
That's a lot.
402 and 369. That's a lot.
Well,
that's a lot for being a.
Well, you get 600 at bats if you're a regular.
Yeah, if you're a regular. Well, his plate appearances were 492, 428, and 398.
Yeah, he's had almost 500 plate appearances.
But that's
way
more.
Lot.
That's way more than a utility player.
Yeah, right.
He's not been utility player because of the injuries.
Now, I will say
he has had a pretty good sample size to show what he could do. His on-base percentage in those 3 years were 309, 296, 289. Here's what he is. He's a functional. He's a functional to above average replacement player at multiple positions. And, yeah, I would not have been hurt if they paid him $5 million to stay. I don't necessarily think that's dumb money, but they're trying to get a better value.
I do agree with you on this point that it's probably one of the toughest things in sports to do is not be a regular and get at bats, infrequent at bats, because it's so hard to hit a baseball and you get into a groove and all of that stuff. But he has a pretty big sample size. 500, nearly 500 at bats is he is what he is. He's at best, he's a 700 OPS guy. He's not going to be, and he's a great defensive player. Now, if he's at the same place every day, he had his most at bats at second base, 128 at bats at second base, and he was a 266 guy, a 699 OPS. That's what he is. That's what he's going to be. I don't know. I don't get. Listen, you do have to save some money some places, and a utility guy for $6 million.
Yeah, the one place I push back on, Andy, I agree with some of what you said. I push back on this. We don't know who Dubon is necessarily. Like there still might be something left there still may be something untapped if he played even more games. That's not the case. Like we know exactly who Dubon is, and that's fine. I think Dubon is pretty good at what he does, but he is who he is now.
And listen. I thought Urias was a great glove guy, Aledmus Diaz was before him. He was really good at what he did. You find utility guys. You don't have to pay him $6 million. Utility guys are guys that are pre-arbitration and really good gloves, and you can stick them all over the place. They're these what are those jackknives?
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, they can. They can do all kinds of stuff. Those are guys you can find though. Paying $6 million for that, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people.
It's not your money.
Hey, listen.
I'll spend Jim's money.
A lot of people like Dubon, and he was. You know what? He was best friends with he and Jordan became best friends too, after Aledmus Diaz left.
Well, they seem like it.
Yeah, right. And a lot of people in that dugout liked him. He was.
Hey, and there's something to be said about subtracting likable guys that are. And I don't know if he's
Swiss Army knife is what I was looking for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's. Like you have subtracted, there's such a thing as subtracting the core charisma, the core.
Dugout guys. Yeah. Good guys in the locker room. Good locker room guys. Yeah.
There's something to
Absolutely.
that. Especially in a 162 game season.
But man, I mean, it's not. I mean, I can understand. But we don't keep Tucker, and we're not keeping Fromber. But Dubon?
I've come to terms with the fact that the Astros are – the run's over. Anything that happens now is a different thing. The run is over of who they were. They're not a feared team right now. They're not they're probably respected. They're not feared. You can't really look at the pitching staff and the lineup and just there's players like Altuve who are aging. There's Jordan who's always hurt. There's some real question marks about – the Astros had so few question marks for so long, and anytime they popped up, they were immediately answered with moves that worked out, with young people who came up, with Garrett Cole being plugged into whatever it was. And, look at Javier now. Wow, Garcia, look at these guys come out of nowhere. And it happened for 7 years, and now, the run is over. I mean, you've got Carlos back, but, Carlos is a good player. He's not an elite player. Jeremy Pena is a good player. Jordan, you still are a dangerous team, but I don't know. I feel like the energy from the run that we had is kind of over. You lose Bregman, you lose Tucker. Those are two big hammers in one season that you lost, and you couldn't hang on. It took a miracle year before last to get into the playoffs. Not a miracle, but it took a lot. You needed a lot of help. This year, you trailed off and just played miserable baseball at the end of the year to miss the playoffs. So, I don't know. You got major questions in the pitching staff. And Dana Brown says this thing like getting a frontline starter, and we know that really means somebody like Dylan Cease. It doesn't really mean frontline. It means a guy who we're getting a little bit of a discount because he's not as good as maybe he once was, and we're hoping he can still be better. Mm-hmm. He can get back to form. That's what that means.
Mm-hmm.